things that like I don't like share that people will be so surprised. There is a lot of things that I really don't share. Like I share certain things, but it's like I don't. You know what I'm saying? Like
If you had a track on your album for every girl you don't like that we probably know, how many tracks would be on that album?
Oh my gosh.
probably like 3.
Okay.
Yeah, because I'm not gonna give them that much. I'm not gonna cater a whole album.
Cardi B just blew up the internet, and the drama is spiraling faster than anyone expected. What started as a simple jab about album sales has turned into one of the messiest feuds the rap game has ever seen. Saweetie thought she was being slick, clowning Cardi's numbers and pointing out that even with all that hype, Cardi's new project still couldn't outsell Nicki Minaj's. But Saweetie didn't stop there. She made it clear she was riding with Nicki, tossing shade at Cardi's never-ending war with her biggest rival. That one move was all it took to set Cardi off, and she didn't just clap back, she went straight for the jugular. She threatened to leak a tape so wild it could end careers and ruin marriages in one hit. According to Cardi, Saweetie hooked up with Offset, and there's a whole tape to prove it. This isn't just rap beef anymore. It's full-blown bedroom drama for the whole world to see. And just when it couldn't get any crazier, Nicki Minaj jumped right into the fire, publicly backing Saweetie and adding even more fuel to the chaos. The girls are at war again, and this storm is looking dangerous. Saweetie's out here screaming, "That's my best friend, she a real bad?" while standing by Nicki. But she should have known better than to step into grown woman business. Because now everybody's talking, and the streets are buzzing about her, and Offset supposedly linking up while he was still married to Cardi. And let's be real, this rumor ain't new, but now it's exploding all over again. There was never any solid proof back then, just whispers and rumors. Cardi even shut it all down, calling it nasty gossip about her and Saweetie. But now that Saweetie's riding with Nicki and shading Cardi out loud, it looks like Cardi's done keeping secrets. And to make things worse, Offset's been acting all kinds of messy during the divorce, doing everything he can to stir up more drama. Between Offset being chaotic and Saweetie openly cheering for Nicki, Cardi's officially fed up with the nonsense. And she's doing it all while pregnant. That's wild. Normally, Saweetie keeps it cute and minds her business, never really diving into social media drama. But this time, she had everyone shook. She dropped a sneaky post and delete on Instagram showing a man who looked a lot like Offset. Fans tried to say it was just an old pic of her and Quavo, but the guy in that shot, he looked way too much like Offset to ignore. And to top it off, she captioned it, "Fight Night." Now that's shady. Wait, what? Saweetie deleted that picture, but the damage was already done. The timing couldn't have been worse either. She posted it right when Cardi and Nicki were going at it on Twitter, and that made everything blow up even more. From the looks of it, Cardi definitely caught the shade because she didn't waste time firing back. She posted, "You must have missed me. How crazy. Now kiss my feet." And she didn't stop there. Cardi even retweeted a fan post saying, "Tell her make a hit." She in the studio just wasting time, which everyone knew was aimed straight at Saweetie. Fans couldn't help but notice how shady that was, especially since Saweetie's music hasn't been hitting like it used to. But now, things have gotten even deeper. Because reports are saying Cardi's finally ready to admit that Saweetie's affair with Offset was the real reason the Migos fell apart. That's huge! Cardi had always denied it before, even when fans were already side-eyeing the situation. When the Migos first split, Offset tried to keep things quiet, but Quavo couldn't help himself. He kept slipping in little shots here and there, hinting that something messy went down. Takeoff, on the other hand, seemed stuck in the middle, caught between loyalty and truth. And in one interview with Quavo and Takeoff, Quavo threw some not-so-subtle shade at Offset that had fans talking for weeks.
Ain't nothing gonna change, so
we just stand on loyalty, you know what I mean? We stand on real deal loyalty. And, you know, sometimes that shit ain't displayed. And this ain't got nothing to do with no label, no paperwork, no QC, no nothing. This got something to do with the three brothers and shit. That is what it is. Right now, we gonna be the duo till time tell.
Here's what Takeoff had to say about the whole situation.
The only time to tell, but you know, we always family now. Ain't nothing gonna change.
And RIP to him, because he was always solid and loyal to Quavo. You could tell he was caught in the middle of all that drama, trying to keep the peace while still staying real. Even with all the tension in the air, he managed to keep things cool with Offset, which says a lot. When the Migos fell out, fans went wild with their own theories. Some said Offset just wanted out of quality control, while others thought it was all about money. But Quavo made one thing clear. It wasn't about contracts or checks, it was about loyalty. And that's exactly why so many people started believing the rumors about Offset and Saweetie might have been true. Those whispers first popped up when Cardi was in a heated back and forth with blogger Sleaze Mirage, and that's when the alleged affair got dragged back into the spotlight. Mirage claimed Offset had been with Saweetie and even threw shade saying, "Do you really want to discuss husbands, huh?" But Cardi wasn't having it, not one bit. She clapped back fast, saying the whole story was fake. "No, baby, you lying. You making up crazy lies, starting stuff, and dragging women's names with no receipts." She fired back. And honestly, that response had everyone watching closely because things were clearly getting personal. Now, say what you want about Cardi and her marriage to Offset, but one thing's clear. She really tried to hold it down. Nobody can deny she worked hard to keep that family together, but she couldn't keep Offset's alleged affair with Saweetie hidden for long, especially after Quavo basically confirmed it in his track Messy with Takeoff, where he rapped, "My dog behind my back, but I ain't stressin'. You wanted the gang, you should have said it. We would have blessed it." That line said everything. And if anyone was still confused, Quavo made sure people got the message. He even recreated their infamous elevator fight in the video. That was a bold move. Now, even though Cardi never directly addressed the drama after that, word on the street is she got her own quiet revenge. Cardi's never been one to sit back when it comes to women tied to Offset. She's known for confronting any woman who even looks like she's stepping into her lane. That reputation nearly cost her freedom once. Remember when she was accused of sending people after Jade and her sister over Offset's alleged affair? Or when she went off online with Cuban Doll? Sources say Saweetie got caught in that same storm. Allegedly, Cardi tried to get her blackballed behind the scenes, messing with her bags and her connections. And that's when fans believe Saweetie started clapping back with shady comments and subliminals. The tension between them didn't just fade, it got real personal, and both sides started firing shots. The drama about not outselling Nicki didn't come out of nowhere. It's been brewing since way back in 2022. That's when news dropped that Saweetie was supposed to hop on the remix of FNF with Glorilla, Latto, and JT. Everyone was hyped. It was about to be the summer anthem. Saweetie had already recorded her verse and everything. All she needed to do was show up and shoot the video. Then suddenly, boom, Saweetie was cut from the song. No warning, no explanation, nothing, just gone. And the wildest part, she was the only one removed. There wasn't even any known beef between her and Glorilla, so people were left scratching their heads trying to figure out what went down. Fans and insiders started whispering, wondering what caused the sudden switch up. Then, right as the rumors started to catch fire, Glorilla dropped a bomb. Cardi B was joining her on Tomorrow Too. That's when everything started to click. The timing looked way too suspicious, like Saweetie being cut from FNF might have had something to do with Cardi sliding in for that big feature. And honestly, people couldn't help but think. It did sound like something Cardi would do, especially after how she's handled other women linked to Offset before. The streets were talking, and the pattern was looking a little too familiar. Fans started connecting the dots fast. They were convinced Cardi might have pulled some strings to get Saweetie blackballed as payback. The internet lit up with theories, and one fan straight up said, "So the reason Saweetie was removed from the FNF remix is because she slept with Offset, and Cardi knew that. So she basically blackballed her and wouldn't collab with Glorilla unless Saweetie's verse got scrapped. Whole time, she's out here stopping bags now." Another fan jumped in, adding, "So that's why Cardi made Glorilla take Saweetie off that FNF, and in return she gave Glorilla a free feature." The streets were eating it up. Then Cardi took things up a notch with a shady tweet that had everyone talking. She threw shots at Offset and Quavo saying they be going for anything, but I can't go for none of that. Fans instantly knew who she was talking about, and that shade didn't go unnoticed. Quavo definitely caught the sub, and not long after, when he and Takeoff hit Drink Champs, they made it crystal clear whose side they were on. They picked Nicki Minaj over Cardi B. The tension was thick.
Nicki or Cardi B? Not me, y'all. This is mad. I'm taking a shot. I'm sinister shit,
I'm gonna say Nicki.
Yeah, see, I was gonna say the same thing though. That's crazy.
So you said Nicki.
Yeah.
So being that y'all agree, that's a shot. They gotta take a shot.
There's no question. Nore knew exactly what he was doing when he asked that Nicki or Cardi question on Drink Champs. He was straight up stirring the pot, and he did it perfectly. Considering the long, messy history between Cardi B and Nicki Minaj, that one question was guaranteed to light a fire. Takeoff, being his usual chill self, clearly wanted no part of the drama. But Quavo? He couldn't resist. And let's be honest, by that point, Quavo and Cardi weren't exactly besties, so there was no way he was gonna pick her over Nicki, even if he was secretly thinking twice about it. But that's Drink Champs for you. They live for drama and controversy. It was no surprise they brought up the Nicki versus Cardi beef, but Quavo naming Nicki like that was pure shade. Everyone knows Nicki's never been tight with the Migos crew, so him acting all friendly just made it obvious he was doing it to get under Cardi's skin. And guess what? Nicki wasted no time firing back. She threw heavy shots at Quavo online, blaming him for sparking her feud with Cardi in the first place. She said, "Quavo, was it worth it, dummy? No career, Takeoff gone. Remember you told me you were Beyonce of the group? I laughed so hard inside." Anyway, pay Offset his alimony, Barney B. That line had social media on fire. Nicki's words were cold, and she made sure everyone knew she wasn't holding back. Anyway, back to Cardi and Saweetie, because this part gets real juicy. Saweetie might have that chill, I mind my business vibe, but when she's deep in the mix, she can be slick with it. Her shade isn't loud, it's sneaky, the kind you don't catch right away until it's too late. That fight night picture she posted? Yeah, that wasn't her first time being accused of throwing subtle shots at Cardi. One unforgettable moment went down when some unedited Getty images of Cardi from the Vanity Fair Oscars party went viral, and not in a good way. Fans started dragging her looks, saying she didn't match her Instagram pics and accusing her of using too much Photoshop. They even started calling her fake online. It got ugly. Then Nicki Minaj decided to add fuel to the fire by tweeting, "Clock back TV," which everyone instantly read as shade toward Cardi. And she didn't stop there. Nicki followed up with another jab saying, "Photoshop them bars?" Fans went wild because it was a clear dig at Cardi's looks and her rap skills. But the shade didn't end with Nicki. Saweetie jumped right in too. She saw an opening and couldn't resist taking a quiet jab of her own, making the whole drama even messier and way more public. Cardi was getting dragged from all angles, and Saweetie's sneaky timing made it hit even harder. Saweetie definitely knows how to land a slick dig, and this time she did it perfectly. She dropped her own unedited Getty photos with the caption, "She don't need no edits," making her point loud and clear. And come on, everyone knew what she was doing? The timing was too perfect. She posted those pics right when Cardi was already getting dragged for her looks. That caption about no edits and no Photoshop was a calculated move, and it hit hard. Fans immediately caught on to Saweetie's message and started flooding the comments with wild reactions. One person said, "Messing with somebody's husband and clowning them with your beauty is insane. Head Barb for real." Another added, "She cleared Cardi for real." And remember how I said Cardi never misses a sub? Yeah, she caught this one too. She fired off a tweet saying, "I'm not as mean as I could be, and I want people to be more grateful for that." That was definitely a warning shot. But now, with Saweetie clowning her again while she's beefing with Nicki, it seems like Cardi has finally lost all patience. Word is, she's allegedly claiming to have tapes, yes, tapes, of Saweetie and Offset in bed, supposedly shared with her while she and Offset were still together. This mess just hit a whole new level. And now, word on the street is that Cardi's daring Offset and Saweetie to test her again. Because if they do, she's ready to drop those alleged tapes as the ultimate petty revenge. And knowing Cardi, she just might do it if they keep playing. This whole situation is pure chaos, y'all. It needs to be tossed straight in the trash. But here we are. What started as a petty jab over album sales has turned into an all-out war. Bedroom scandals, blackballing rumors, shady posts, Twitter shade, and a full-blown rap feud with Nicki Minaj right in the middle of it all. Saweetie threw her slick little jabs, Cardi came swinging with receipts, and Offset? He's standing dead center, stirring up the drama like always. But this ain't just rap beef anymore. This is personal. Careers, reputations, and messy love lives are colliding for everyone to see. The fans are glued to their screens, watching every post, every tweet, just waiting for the next bomb to drop. And with Cardi allegedly holding tapes that could blow this whole thing wide open, the tea isn't just hot, it's nuclear. Right now, it's not safe for anyone. Saweetie, Offset, Quavo, Nicki, Cardi, every single one of them is tangled up in a game where the stakes are sky high and the drama is real. And one thing's for sure, two things for certain, the saga is far from over. So buckle up, because if you think it's messy now, you ain't seen nothing yet. Drop your thoughts in the comments, hit that like button, share, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.